If Ottawa had its way, Albertans would be left to freeze in the dark. In the depths of a minus 40-degree winter cold snap, families would be bundled up in their winter coats while sitting down for dinner, a dinner lit by flashlight or candle as they wait for the rolling blackouts to move on to the next community.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Hey gang, what's up? Aaron right here, Canadian Looney. So Danielle Smith, Premier of Alberta, doesn't agree with the policies of the federal government. Man, oh man, this lady is a firecracker. She's so engaging. I lived in Alberta for 3 years when I was younger, like 20 years ago. I worked oil rigs back then. Maybe I'm gonna go back. Danielle Smith, you're fun to watch. Let's take a look and a listen. Not too much of the fear-mongering. We did that in the intro. Here we go. She's very outspoken. Let's take a watch.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm here today with the Minister of Justice, Mickey Amery, as well as our Minister of Environment, Rebecca Schultz, as well as our Minister of Affordability and Utilities, Nathan Newdorf, in order to talk about our next steps that our government will take to combat the federal government and their net zero electricity regs and the threats that they pose to the livelihoods of Albertans. According to the Alberta Electric System Operator's own analysis, these regulations set an emission limit that is completely unattainable and would make Alberta's electricity system even more expensive, more than 100 times less reliable than the province's supply adequacy standard. In fact, these regulations have caused so much uncertainty and set such absurd timelines that they've killed any hope of private industry bringing on any new, clean and reliable, unabated natural gas power generation. Alberta currently relies on natural gas for 75% of its power generation. Without adequate natural gas, our province would be at serious risk of regular brownouts and blackouts during the cold dead of winter through the dog days of summer. But these regulations do not just threaten the reliability of Alberta's electrical grid, they also jeopardize its affordability. Costs would increase by $30 billion, raising electricity prices by 35% for hardworking Albertans. For Alberta families, that means that they would have to pay hundreds of dollars more on their electricity bill each year. That money out of their budget to pay for groceries, to fill up their tank, to drive their kids to hockey practice, or even pay the fees for their kids to play the sports that they love.
Why would there ever be blackouts in Alberta? I mean, come on. You're not going to hear about blackouts in Quebec.
To play. For Alberta businesses, this would mean thousands of dollars more in electricity costs. That's less money to pay for their employees, cover their expenses, and grow their business. But the costs of an unreliable power grid are even more grim. If Ottawa had its way, Albertans would be left to freeze in the dark. In the depths of a minus 40-degree winter cold snap, families would be bundled up in their winter coats while sitting down for dinner, a dinner lit by flashlight or candle as they wait for the rolling blackouts to move on to the next community. There would be no street lights working to light up your way home through the blinding blizzard as you squint to see the dimly lit brake lights of the car ahead of you. In the heat of summer, you would be left worrying if the groceries left in your fridge and freezer will spoil before the blackouts end. And hospitals would be overwhelmed by the influx of patients suffering from heat stroke while trusting that their generators keep the lights on for their life-saving equipment. And if you don't believe me, just look at what happened in Spain and Portugal just a few days ago. Protecting the reliability and affordability of our electricity is of utmost concern for our government because this is about protecting the lives and livelihoods of Albertans. And what did the feds tell us, Alberta, when we tried voicing our very real and serious concerns about these regulations? They told us, too bad, we're going to do it anyway. Too bad. In fact, they refused to work with Alberta or listen to Canadians while developing their net zero electricity regulations. Do they really expect us to just freeze in the dark? Sadly, such uncaring arrogance is typical of this Liberal government. And that is why last November we introduced the first Alberta Sovereignty Within a United Canada Act resolution so that our province could take strong and effective action against these destructive regulations. And today, we are taking another step to protect Albertans' livelihoods by challenging the constitutionality of the net zero electricity regulations in the Court of Appeal of Alberta, and we look forward to making our case. Alberta will no longer tolerate having our livelihoods threatened, our industries targeted, and our resources landlocked by Ottawa. We will not accept their reckless and dangerous policies that will harm our economy, stifle our energy industry, jeopardize the reliability of our electricity grid, and raise electricity prices for Albertans. Prime Minister Mark Carney must immediately commence working with our government to reset the relationship between Ottawa and Alberta with meaningful action rather than hollow rhetoric. We will not sit by quietly. Albertans expect to be treated with fairness and respect, just like any other province in this country. Our government will not blindly accept unconstitutional net zero regulations that put Albertans in harm's way. We will always stand up and fight for our province, and we will not let Albertans freeze in the dark. And with that, I would like to invite Minister McAmery to speak more to this issue.
All right, well, we're going to get back to Danielle Smith here in a moment. She's a lot of fun, guys. Like, she's a firecracker. She's not afraid to speak her mind, and her views, well, there's some confirmation bias happening right here. I agree with her. So, like, of course. But we're going to flip into a different type of video right now. Let's change it up.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Are you still here? You need to get going.
I can't get going. I told you I don't feel well.
Oh, yeah.
That tariffs are coming. That seems to me to I mean, I think we've all seen the biggest irritant to the United States are trade deficits, which they believe they have. I don't actually believe they have a trade deficit. When you take out energy, we actually buy more goods and services from the U.S. than they buy from us. I'm happy to make this national bank report available to anyone who wants it, that shows we actually have $58 billion in a trade deficit with the Americans when you take energy out. And that's why I wanted to have the assurance that the Americans are interested in getting more of our oil and gas, because I think oil and gas is going to be key to being able to get a breakthrough once tariffs do come in getting them off. I think if we maintain a strong partnership on energy, we make the case about how much the Americans benefit from that energy relationship. We demonstrate that we are a good trade partner, that we buy more goods and services from America than any other nation, and that we do buy more goods and services when you take energy out. I think we can make that case, but I feel like from what I have seen that it's not my decision to make on tariffs, but we do need to be preparing ourselves for the fact that they're likely to come in on January 20th.
What's the matter now?
Oh, nothing. I just had explosive fucking diarrhea all night because you decided to get us KFC for dinner.
You have KFC all the time.
Yeah, and I have diarrhea
Sir, do you have any idea what your wife has to do to run your house? Come on, doesn't she deserve a break? Take her out to dinner at home with convenient, delicious Colonel Sanders Kentucky Fried Chicken. Made from the Colonel's secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices. It's the best tasting chicken you ever ate, and the best way to say thank you to your busy wife.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
all the time.
You're not staying home all day and playing Baldur's Gate 3. Now let's go!
Ugh!
Have a good day at school, sweetie.
Fuck you, Mom! This is bullshit. How do you get your mom arrested for child abuse?
She wouldn't let you stay home and play Baldur's Gate 3, huh, fat ass?
Who you calling fat, you heathen bitch?
Dude, you don't want to miss school today. Clyde said he's gonna fart on Tammy Mullins during PE.
Tammy Mullins has sweet fucking knockers.
Dude, Kenny, enough about Tammy's knockers. You sound like a white male trying to reestablish the patriarchy.
Eric, it's okay.
I
okay.
Mom, I had a dream that I was replaced by a diverse woman.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, only this time, it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy.
In Canadian federal politics, the Canucks are represented by two separate yet unequal groups: the globalists who sold out and the opposition trying to salvage a country. These are their stories.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.